The Bills are now on the clock. The Broncos are now on the clock. The Falcons are now on the clock. The Dolphins are now on the clock. The Jaguars are now on the clock.
Let's go to Adam Schefter now, who's got more to say about the Dolphins' latest pick.
He got the attention of scouts pretty quickly when he had a game-winning catch that most receivers would have trouble bringing in. With one outstretched hand, he caught a pass that looked like it was about to sail out of the back of the end zone. He proved that even the big guys can make some incredible plays with their hands. And in a league where receiving tight ends are becoming a premium, it's no wonder this team took him here.
All right, now that the pick's in, let's go to Adam. Adam, what can you tell us about this guy?
Sources have told me that it was his impressive college All-Star Game MVP performance that solidified his positioning as one of the most sought-after defensive backs in this year's draft. He has a nose for the football and a willingness to attack the ball as it's in the air. Instincts are a trait that simply can't be taught, and many draft experts have compared him to a young Deion Sanders. If there's one knock on him that I consistently hear, it's that he needs to work on his tackling mechanics and strength. One scout even showed me film where he was shown struggling to bring down bigger backs and receivers one-on-one. He'll be meeting with a team nutritionist and strength coaches in the coming week as his new coaching staff feels that if they can bulk him up a bit, he'll win those battles.
The Eagles are now on the clock. The Texans are now on the clock. The Lions are now on the clock.
Our very own Adam Schefter has more to say about this pick.
It's no surprise seeing him get drafted at this point, considering he was one of the hottest running backs in college this year. When's the last time he rushed for less than 100 yards in a game? If you check, it was actually 2 seasons ago, and that was due to a minor injury. The guy's a threat to take it to the house every time he touches the ball. And if he gets by that first tackle, watch out because it's daylight from there on. As long as he can quickly adjust to the speed of the NFL, he has the potential to be a great back for this team.
The Chargers are now on the clock. The Vikings are now on the clock. The Cardinals are now on the clock. The Patriots are now on the clock. The Panthers are now on the clock. The 49ers are now on the clock. The Steelers are now on the clock. The Chiefs are now on the clock. The Dolphins are now on the clock. The Packers are now on the clock. The Bengals are now on the clock. The Rams are now on the clock. The Dolphins are now on the clock.
Pick's been made. Let's go to Adam Schefter to hear more about the player.
The foundation of any good team starts up front, and here's a guy who's a franchise's dream come true. GMs I talked to pointed to several of his games in college where he took on some of the nation's best defensive linemen, going toe-to-toe with them for 60 minutes of brutal trench combat and dominating them. He's going to be able to protect the franchise quarterback in addition to opening up holes for the run game. With size, speed, and strength, he should have a very successful NFL career.
Hold on now. This pick is trading teams.
The Houston Oilers are now on the clock. The Dolphins are now on the clock.
The Oilers have made their pick. Adam, is it a gusher?
After a season where two tailbacks emerged as top prospects, they were finally able to settle their competition at the Combine. They had a personal goal to beat one another in every event, and boy, did this kid show up big. Whether it was on the bench or in drills, he looked above and beyond like the better back. He outlifted and outran his competition, and scouts noticed. It's no wonder he just got drafted. I'm excited to see this kid play.
Bears pick is in. Let's go to Adam with more on Graham.
A tremendous physical talent, his draft stock plummeted after a well-documented battle with costly drops during a series of meaningful games this season. Sources have told me that when he's actually catching the ball, he's one of the most formidable wideouts in this year's draft. But he has to stop looking upfield in hopes of making big plays before catching the ball. Draft experts feel he has tremendous upside, helping GMs to overlook any issues he may have securing the football. Whether or not he can cut down on the drops and become the superstar wide receiver that this team believes he can be should be one of the more interesting storylines coming out of this year's draft.
I see both teams filling out cards. You know what that means? We've got a trade.
The Jets are now on the clock.
All right, team is now off the clock. Adam Schefter, can you tell us about their newest player?
If you go back and watch his pro day workout, you'll see this guy was a beast. One NFL defensive line coach put him through a brutal series of drills, and he came out of each one hungry for more. Matt Miller watched him on the sidelines and noticed he never took a knee, never got water, was always quick back to the line for another round. I spoke with the coach who ran his drills, and even he came away very impressed. It was his goal to find the kid's breaking point, but it never made an appearance. He's got a motor I can see causing fits for any offensive line. With this pick, their defensive line just got a much-needed injection of energy and attitude.
Well, if you're wondering what the delay is, I think we've got a trade coming here.
Let's go to Adam Schefter now, who's got more to say about the Browns' latest pick.
Every year, the rookie who runs the fastest 40 at the combine seems to immediately become very popular with NFL scouts. So after turning in the fastest time of his class, he's in the spotlight ever since. On top of that, his shuttle and three-cone times also help solidify the fact that he's just plain fast. The team could definitely use an injection of speed, and this is a step in the right direction.
Well, wait, looks like both war rooms are feverishly back on the phones. I think that means a trade is coming.
All right, let's go to Adam Schefter, who's got more on this pick.
The main concern scouts have expressed to me is his lack of proper footwork technique. At the combine, he stumbled several times during pass blocking drills, even falling once or twice. It'll take more than being physically gifted to block in the NFL. He's going to need to work on his ability to bend and maintain proper balance when moving around. Right now, pass rushers would have a field day getting him off balance and pushing him aside, but I've been told by coaches that his footwork can definitely be worked on. Grace isn't his strong suit right now, but we'll see if that can change.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a trade.
Adam, what can you tell us about that last pick?
He was dismissed from the team earlier this year after reportedly not showing up to several organized team activities. This immediately raised some red flags among scouting circles around the league. However, I've been told that he came off as very sincere during the combine, telling teams that he was a team player and he won't make the same mistakes again. That sounds good on paper, but this team will find out very soon if he can back it up.
How come nobody's at the podium? That's because both teams are right now working on a trade.
The Jaguars are now on the clock.
Now that the Ravens have made their pick, let's go to Adam Schefter to hear more about him.
If there's one thing this defensive back is good at, it's the old bait the quarterback into throwing and picking it off trick. And he's not just good at it, he's great. He set the school record for interceptions in a season, and most of those interceptions happened when he baited the quarterback and forced him into poor decisions. He's also had his fair share of circus-style catches in tight coverage, the type of catches that even some receivers can't make. He may have a harder time picking off NFL quarterbacks, but his coverage ability is enough alone to warrant this team drafting him with this pick.
Hold on now. This pick is trading teams.
The Dolphins are now on the clock. The Houston Oilers are now on the clock. Now that he's just been picked, Adam, tell us more about Penn.
He's a Heisman-winning defender. Let me say that one more time. He won the Heisman, and he's a defensive player. Need I say more? You can imagine how well he played this season to win the biggest award in college over several offensive playmakers. The trophy was well-deserved, and according to Matt Miller, he projects really well as a defender in the NFL. I think this is a home run pick, and it's great to see a defender get some well-deserved recognition.
The Lions are now on the clock. The Dolphins are now on the clock. The Steelers are now on the clock. Eagles have made their selection. For more about him, let's go to Adam Schefter.
He's a ferocious defender whose speed makes him a nightmare for offenses when he blitzes. After setting the team record for sacks in a game, he soared up draft boards. Scouts I spoke with raved about his football IQ, feeling he could captain a defense in a matter of years. Sources tell me that aside from his fierce reputation to get to the quarterback, his true value is that he can impact a game mentally as well as physically. Opposing offensive coordinators will need to give great thought to assigning a back or tight end to stay at home and block him during pass plays. This eliminates an offensive weapon and shifts the balance of power to the defense. Not many linebackers in this league garner that type of attention, making him a special talent.
The Dolphins are now on the clock.